Welcome to Dynamite Delight. Now, I'm going to try and make this short because the last couple of videos I've made pretty long. I'm going to say this. It was a good show. It wasn't incredibly great, but it's building up into Full Gear that's a couple of days away. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to talk about what the match meant for the 4 participants for the ROH title. It doesn't matter about Claudio, even though he did win. He did do the Claudio swing with Chris Jericho with a bat in his hand, and I believe it made the ref a little nervous because she was worrying about that bat flying out of his hand and either hitting everybody outside or hitting her. But this is not about the match itself, who gets momentum, even though Claudio got the momentum. I'm going to say this right now. Right now, let me ask you a question. Which title between the two feels like a mid-card title, and which title between the two should be a mid-card title? You got the ROH World Heavyweight title. You got the AEW World Heavyweight title. Guess which one is the mid-card title? The AEW World Heavyweight title. It feels like the mid-card title, which is the workhorse title. The ROH feels like the world title. That's not good. Guys, you got Claudio Castagnoli. You got Chris Jericho. You got Bryan Danielson. And you got the newcomer Sammy Guevara fighting over a mid-card title that's acting as a main title. And then you got Jon Moxley and you got MJF, who should be fighting for the main title and is acting as a mid-card title, the workhorse title. What exactly do we have here? I know I should be moving on to the rest of the stuff, but I gotta say this. You got a major issue in AEW. You have a cancer in AEW right now, and it's not nice to say it, but ROH needs to go away. We do not need the ROH title taking shine away from the AEW title. And I'm going to explain what I mean by we will see from the title, because I'm going to explain after I talk about the final segment of the show, but we need to start. That's just my thoughts, and I'll elaborate on it later. Now, we got Swerve Strickland versus Bowens. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I liked the music video. It wasn't bad. It was funny. And that's what it was meant to be. I liked it. It was funny seeing the stand-ins for a Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. It was funny. Now, what did it mean for the match? Here, nothing. Meant nothing. You got Swerve Strickland basically winning that match and messing up Bowens' shoulder and elbow. He messed them up good. So that leads into the match going into Full Gear. But did it mean anything for this match? No. This was just to get Swerve a win. The question's going to be, are they going to be crazy enough, and that's Tony, to actually take the titles off the Acclaim, who are way hot right now? People are very interested in them, and fold on Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, who should be in a feud right now. Now the question is going to be, and I'm doing a little bit of predictions here in this review. A little bit of prediction. A little. Because I don't like doing predictions. I don't. I used to do them. It took the fun out of the wrestling match. And out of the pay-per-view totally. I stopped doing it. I don't care about anybody else. You can ask me what it could be, but I don't like doing them. So this is going to be a rarity. What do we get for this? They cannot strip those titles off of Acclaim. What's going to happen at the end of that match, when they lose, Strickland and Lee, they will be fighting one another. Strickland is going to nail Lee. That's what I believe must happen, because it's overdue. They should have done it already. I'm just saying. Now, the trios match, when it came to Top Flight, and I got to say this, A.R. Fox, he's supposedly been a 15-year veteran. He works better than Keith Lee. Not Keith Lee, but Swerve Strickland. You got Swerve Strickland here. And you got A.R. Fox here. This is what we got. This is what I saw in that match. Now, was this trios title match a good one? It was, if you like high flying, this is as good as it gets. Now that Dante's brother came back, who was, for one, I didn't even realize that he was in a car accident. I didn't check why he was gone. I knew he had been injured. I didn't know he was in a car accident. So after almost 7 months out, He looks good. Thank goodness he didn't die. And I'm glad he's still able to walk. But this has not been good for him. Oh, that it has been hard for his... I'm telling you this. This guy has had bad luck. 13 months out because of an injury, and then comes back and then gets in a car accident, was out another 7 months. He only been back a couple of weeks, and he's done. So I'm just glad he's all right. And then the match itself. It was a very fast-paced, high-flying match. I'm not a huge high flyer, but I will say AR Fox is damn good. He is good. I am not big on high flyers, but I can tell you that AR Fox, he is better than Swerve. He can sell better, and he moves better. Guess that's what happened when you work in the business for 15 years. So in the end, we got Death Triangle winning, which I wasn't surprised. But they did address the videos that had been put out from the Bucks and Kenny. And they made it very clear, we know, and this is my boy Pac. I can't say Pac, I like Pac. He says, we know we've been seeing these vignettes, and we've been seeing you. You think you're going to take these titles away from us, Bucks, Kenny? You got another thing coming. You ain't getting nothing from us. We are not afraid of you. We're not afraid to face you. Come at us. Come at us, bro. And basically, while they're doing that, we didn't even get even a few seconds or later in the night when Tony decided to put the advertisement up right when they're still doing the build up for the pay-per-view. Just talking about it. He didn't even wait until later that night and have an interview with Death Triangle for them to be told. He just put it up there. He was that anxious to nut himself, which he did. That's not a good thing. That shows it's been built up, but it also shows that he's very anxious. That's not a good thing. Now, we get Samoa Joe interviewed, another interview, and we get him saying, I wasn't going to be a victim. He says he wants to take something from me. I'm going to make sure I'm not a victim like all these people around here. So he made it very clear. I'm coming. You're going to come at me? I'm ready for you. Then we get Powerhouse Hobbs coming out. And he says, hey, don't get it twisted. I beat that ass already. If you don't want to get in my way, I'll beat your ass too. And basically, Joe says, get your ass in here and get this whooping that you deserve. And as Powerhouse Hobbs is coming to the ring, you get Wardlow's music. He does exactly what did I just exactly see here? What did I just see? I just saw Wardlow do a Powerhouse Hobbs, attack Samoa Joe, and then you get Joe getting attacked by Wardlow, Wardlow attacking Samoa Joe, then you get Powerhouse Hobbs trying to attack Wardlow, and then you get Joe attacking Powerhouse Hobbs. So what exactly are we getting here? What exactly are we getting here? Are we going to get a match where the ROH title and TNT title will be up for grabs? Or are we just going to get a triple threat? I don't know. If Tony's smart, he will do an anything goes match for both titles, so someone could hold them both. Now, does it mean that's the wisest thing to do? No, because they still have ROH that should be separated from AEW. But if you're going to do it, you got 3 guys who have been in a feud. You got one of them who's been included. Just put both damn titles up for grabs, or at least one of them. I'm just saying. Then we got the Darby Allin. I'll say this. Darby always makes really great video packages. He is very talented. And he sets it up that him and Sting are in a Cadillac driving down the road, and he's saying, Full Gear, we're coming for you. So I'm cool with that. But I wish there was something more to go with it. Like a stip where if, let's say, Lethal and his gang loses, they got to split up. Or maybe Sting's got to stay away from Darby Allin permanently. Something where one of them is going to be sent away. Or better yet, one of them is going to have to stay on Dynamite and the other one's going to have to stay on Rampage. Separate the two. Something where maybe that's going to happen with Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh, where they got to stay on Rampage, and Jay Lethal's got to stay on Dynamite. Something. That's just me. Toni Storm versus Anna Jay. Now, let me give it to you like this. Did this match need to happen? No. Actually, what I would have liked was, this is what I wanted. I wanted Toni Storm to go in the middle of that ring. Yes, they've already done this a couple of times already, but in this case, for the women, we needed it. Because the person that's had more time to talk in the middle of the ring has been basically Jade Cargill, who's in the lower tier title. You can see where Tony's not thinking. Because instead of making the interim title important, he's making Jade more important than Toni Storm, which shows you how he's not thinking. Toni Storm should have had a special segment in the ring calling out Jamie Hager by herself and basically confronting someone who she spent almost a year and a half to at least a year in quarantine because there was nowhere to go in Europe. Guys, you know in the United States there was a lockdown. What, do you think Europe wasn't worse? Those two were living together, and I think at one point they were almost homeless. So that would have made the story even more special. Instead of building up into it, no, they could have had this. We'll see what's going to happen. Do I believe that Toni Storm is going to drop that title to Jamie Hager? No. I'm going to tell you right now, Full Gear, not going to happen. I just don't see it. But at this point, after what happened with Anna Jade and she tapped her out, this story needed more. And it just feels lacking. We got a video package from Jade Cargill dealing with Nia Rose for the damn TV title. Guys, Nia Rose had to steal the damn TBS title just to get a title match, which doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because the title doesn't feel like anything. Jade Cargill has done the best she could with that title while she's so green. And I'm not saying green that she's garbage in the ring. She's not. She isn't like 100% there yet. I say she's at least 50 to 60%. She's getting there. But she was given a title that had no prestige. And now you got to saddle with that damn title that she's gone as far as she can go. And then you went and set her up with Nia Rose, who herself, and I don't hate Nia. I never did. But Nia's been in the business, 8 or 9 years. She's not a veteran like a Selena Deeps. Not like a Madison Rayne. Not like an Athena. And what do we get? We get her squashing them. Squashing them. Instead of making a real program that means something and then strip that damn title off of them and give it to them. I'm just saying. Now, Bandito versus Ethan Page. Another eliminator tournament match for the AEW #1 contendership. I like Bandito. He's a very unique individual. As you can see, I'm wearing a bandana. Not on my... Well, actually... I always like wearing bandanas on my face. But he's unique. He is. But I didn't expect Bandito to win here. Bandito was not going to win. It was going to be Ethan, which he did. But here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. Bandito is on the ROH roster right now. What is he doing? Is he working ROH matches? Or is he working Dark and Elevation matches? Honestly, I want to know. Because I still don't look at Elevation or Dark. So if anyone does see it, have you seen him on there? Because if I'm right, all of the people that's meant for ROH is on Dark and Elevation. So what are they doing? What are they doing? I'm just asking. I already know Tony's not going to change things. But I want to know, are they doing anything that's interesting? I'm just saying. Let's see. Finally. We get the segment with Mox, MJF, and William Regal. Taking away from the firm coming out and attacking Regal and Mox, and then MJF destroying them so quickly by nutshotting a Morrissey, some Ethan Page, and everyone else getting knocked out in front out of the ring. What did we really get in this segment? We got two guys that are facing each other at Full Gear at the main event for a... No, wait. Let me give it to you like this. Was the segment of Moxley good? Yes. He did a little bit of research. He heard MJF could sing. He saw that he screwed around in the last 6 months. He's only had one match. He's been staying away from stuff. But he wants to know what he can do. And what did MJF do? MJF made it very clear. He cannot breathe. He cannot eat. And he can't sleep. And he can't take a shit without that damn title. That title, that AEW title, is everything to him. He must have it. It must be his. And he doesn't care what Mox is going to do. He doesn't care if he pops every bone in his body, every tendon in his body, every muscle in his body. He don't care. You can do whatever you want. Twist me into a damn pretzel and smack my ass. I'm not quitting. That's basically what he said. And Moxley, at the end of it, said it very clearly. If you don't have that fire that I'm looking for, because this is my job to bring it out of you as a teacher, I'm going to reach into your guts. I'm going to pull it out and make it come out. Because Full Gear, we're going to see what you're really made of. It was a good segment for both of them. But we are talking about, and this is what I'm coming back to from the very beginning of this video, we are talking about two guys who are facing each other with a title that is fake. Guys, the ROH World title is more important than the AEW World title. Look at what we're dealing with here. Honestly, the way they've been booking for months shows that ROH is more important than AEW. You have been mixing in ROH so much. Tony doesn't understand what he's done. Instead of putting ROH on YouTube and closing down, I know. I'm sorry, guys. If he needed to keep dark, fine. That's the developmental. But ROH need to be the third brand. They need another brand. Because 1 hour on Rampage is not enough. And instead of setting up ROH with its own roster and maybe doing 2 shows a week, you can do one Monday and one Thursday or Tuesday or Thursday. Give ROH something to do. Give the people who are supposedly signed to ROH, which they're not. They're signed to an AEW contract that says AEW/ROH. I'm sure that's what it is, because that's what he's been stating. But at this point, do I believe Moxley and MJF are dealing with the main title? No. They're dealing with the workhorse title. That's what this is. And Chris Jericho is the main title holder, because look how he's wrestling. Yes, he's been wrestling a good amount, but he feels more like the champion. And this is what's hurting AEW. Look, AEW has gone away from wins and losses. When was the last time you heard someone have this many wins and this many losses from the commentary team? You don't. Very rarely. They may show it, but that doesn't mean they're really pushing it. And every few days, no, every episode of Dark, well, I'm sure it's going to be on Dark and Elevation, including Dynamite as well as Rampage, instead of setting it up for when it's for the numbers, when someone wants this and someone wants that, it ain't anymore. It's just throwing matches together. They've gone away from the original format that made people interested in AEW. Now, I'm not saying, and I want to make this clear, I love that formula. The formula at the point was very rigid. They would not do anything to change the formula of wins and losses, because that's what this was all about. They needed to leave a loophole in there so once in a while that they can bring in someone new or bring in a surprise where someone is getting over. Once in a while there had to be a loophole for the women's title, the TNT title, the tag titles, the trios title, now for the All-Atlantic title. Instead of setting up some type of loopholes once in a while for maybe 1 or 2 of these titles, they've thrown it out the window. Tony is booking like either WCW, Impact Wrestling, or TNA to a certain extent, and a couple of times WWE under Vince. This is one of the reasons why they've been having problems bringing people in, because they've gone away from the formula they believed was going to bring the people in, and instead of setting up some type of loophole once in a while to do it, they've gone away from the entire formula. Do I believe things are going to be good for a full year? It'll probably be a good pay-per-view. Maybe great, counting on how they perform in the next couple of days. But honestly, I'm telling you this. I don't know what it is. Tony Khan and Billy Corgan, they are making mistakes. And at this point, sooner or later, that's going to catch up with them. You have Nick Aldis, already done a Gump Report. If you haven't seen it, take a look at it. I've talked about Nick Aldis leaving the company of AEW, of NWA. And basically, he's no longer there. And Tyrus is the current champion, which I only care about him being champion because I just want someone new that would be in the undercard or mid-card thrown into the main title. As I've said, this isn't about me liking Tyrus. I don't care about Tyrus. I care about making a precedent that you bring someone under there that really does look good and throw them there and see if they can sink or swim that can help your company. I know that doesn't always work, but you need to mix it up. You want to end up like Vince and do absolutely nothing and keep the same core people like, guess what? Impact Wrestling. This Impact, like this. NWA is kind of like this. A little less in impact. But you get my point. And I hope you enjoyed this Dynamite Delight. Give me a comment below. I know that kind of rambled on, but that's the way I am. If you've never seen me before, this is what you get. This is what you get. If you do not like it, I'm not going to tell you not to watch. You watch whatever you want. You want to watch me and like me being an idiot? Hey, I got no problem with it. I'm not like Billy Corgan that said, if you like my product, don't watch it. I don't know why he said that. I'm honest. I heard that he said that. Just Alex said it in his video saying that Billy Corgan said that in the podcast. Why would you do that? Why? Why? Have I said that on his videos? Yeah, I had it one a couple of times because of someone who was acting like a dick. But to general people, I would never tell you not to watch me. If you feel comfortable watching me, enjoy. Hopefully if you like me. If you don't, you can find someone that'll make you happy. Doesn't mean I'm telling you not to watch. I'm just telling you there's always someone out there you can enjoy. Peace. I'm done.